Next on the deadliest earthquakes of history is the Haiyuan earthquake, also referred as the Gansu earthquake. Let's get to it, Ms. Yewon.
The Haiyuan earthquake happened on December 16, 1920 on 10:07 p.m. No warnings were reported. The epicenter was on Haiyuan, so it's called Haiyuan earthquake, also known as the Gansu earthquake. It is also known as the second or third deadliest earthquake in China ever, or third or fourth most devastating earthquake in history, with aftershock for 3 years. Haiyuan had the most damages by this earthquake, which Ms. Lakota will be telling in a few minutes. This massive earthquake of Richter magnitude scale 7.5 and 12 in Mercalli, which means catastrophe.
This earthquake, the Haiyuan earthquake, measured 12 in the Mercalli scale, which means a huge amount of destruction, 12 being the highest number in the Mercalli scale, meaning that the Haiyuan earthquake had great catastrophic destruction.
Go.
The Richter scale uses something called the seismic graph to measure its seismic weight in order to measure magnitude. The Haiyuan earthquake was measured with a magnitude of 7.5 on the Richter scale. What is seismic wave? What is seismograph? Seismic waves are waves on the earthquake's energy caused by the fall. A seismograph is a tool or instrument used to measure the seismic waves.
Magnitude is the number geologists assign to an earthquake based on its size. It is determined by seismic waves and fault movement. What is a fault? A fault is a fracture or crack in the rock in the lithosphere, or somewhere near there, and is the main cause of earthquakes around the world. They produce seismic waves that Ms. Yewon would explain soon.
The Richter scale is a scale that measures the earthquake by the level of damage. The usage of Roman numerals to 12 represents the damage. It's divided to groups from 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9, and lastly 10 to 12. 1 to 3 is noticing the vibration of the seismic waves and things like pictures and glasses will shake. 4 to 6 is slight damage where the ground will crack a little. 7 to 9 is moderate damage to heavy damage. This being like buildings will fall and crack and get destroyed. And lastly, 10 to 12. This will cause massive damage, meaning that this would, just like the damage done in 7 to 9, but far more to the point where there are large cracks in the ground, and it will be total destruction.
This earthquake, the Haiyuan earthquake, measured 12 in the Mercalli scale, which means a huge amount of destruction, 12 being the highest number in the Mercalli scale, meaning that the Haiyuan earthquake had great catastrophic destruction.
The Richter scale uses something called the seismograph to measure its seismic waves in order to measure magnitude. The Haiyuan earthquake was measured with a magnitude of 7.5 on the Richter scale. What is a seismic wave, and what is a seismograph? Seismic waves are waves of the earthquake's energy caused by the fault. A seismograph is a tool or instrument used to measure the seismic waves.
A focus point is the area beneath Earth's surface, where the rocks under the stress breaks. The epicenter is the point on the surface directly above the focus point. For the Haiyuan earthquake, it was on Haiyuan. This earthquake involved the Eurasian and Indian tectonic plates. Tectonic plates are big pieces that create Earth's land and crust.
Tectonic plates involved in this earthquake was Eurasian plate, this pink one, and Indian plate, this yellowish pink one. So you can see that like trees over there. Went 621 miles. That was 1,000 kilometers northwest-oriented Haiyuan Fault.
The Haiyuan earthquake killed more than 70,000 people who lived in Haiyuan, which is the epicenter right here, and more than 30,000 people in Haiyuan, which is over here. V1 or 6 to X or 10 damage happened in 7 cities, including major cities of Langzhou, Taiyuan, Xi'an, Xinjiang, and Sichuan. Because of this, because of this, earthquakes and landslide happened in the Suji A and of Shinji country that buried the entire village. This is over here. Virtually every house was destroyed or collapsed in the city of Longda and Haiyuan. This was felt from the Yellow Sea to Qinghai province. Also, Inner Mongolia in the west to central Sichuan province in the north. The area affected was more than 25,000 square miles, and sieges in lakes and rivers were reported as far as Norway, right around here.
1.
The number of deaths in the Haiyuan country is estimated about 73,000, taking 59% of the population, with approximately 30,000 deaths in the Yewon country. The death toll for this devastating earthquake estimates vary, and the exact death toll is still blurry. The reason is depending on the aftermath of the earthquake and aftershocks for 3 years, and the diseases after, and the cold weather, with the citizens hardly having any shelter left.
Go.
The lowest number estimated from the main earthquake is 180,000 from 20,000 more deaths from the aftermath. Other estimates from more research estimates 235,502 deaths from main and 240,000 from aftermath. Though the most recent and most thorough estimates 273,000 deaths from the whole thing is 77%.
This devastating earthquake in history is well known for its aftershocks for 3 years and its damage it caused in Haiyuan.
It has killed thousands and has affected so many, has definitely put its place as the third or third deadliest earthquake in history.